Hey, what's up YouTube? It's Jake from Two Guys One Coupe, and today we're going to be reviewing my 2015 Volkswagen Jetta. This is the 2015 1.8 turbo with 170 horsepower and 180 foot-pounds of torque. I've owned this car since January of 2015. Since then, I've put about 65,000 miles in this car. It's daily driven, and I usually drive back and forth from Charlotte to Raleigh, so I put a lot of miles on the highway. The reliability of this car has been somewhat average. I've had a few issues with it, including misfires and other things along those lines. The engine management gasket went out at approximately 65,000 miles, and that had to be replaced. That was like a $400 replacement for that. Other than that, it's been somewhat reliable. Not too many issues. The battery died early at around 50,000 miles, which I guess isn't unheard of when you're putting a lot of miles on a car, but it was somewhat unexpected for me. This car is equipped with the original brake pads as well. They're still going strong at 67,000 miles, and the brake feel is still the same as it was when it first came out. These alloys have been a problem for me as well. I've had 2 cracked rims within the 3-year ownership that I've had with this car. Each rim costs around $800 to replace, so keep that in mind when you're flying over potholes. The key fob situation is somewhat confusing. It's somewhat of a smart key in the fact that you can start it with a push button, but you can't just walk up to the door and open it without having to unlock it through the button. Once you do, you can climb in and then start the car with the push button start. There is nowhere to store this key fob, so I find myself in awkward positions like where I don't know where to put this key fob. It either stays in my pocket, which is annoying because it's super bulky, or it sits right next to me in the passenger seat while it flies around. The interior of this car sets the standard for compact models like this. Everything feels solid, the fit and finish is fantastic. Everything closes with like a solid thud, including the doors. Everything just feels like a safe place to be in. This particular model, the SE model, comes with the sunroof as well. And an SOS telephone system, so if you, in case of an accident, the car actually would automatically send a signal to the Volkswagen headquarters, and they will call emergency services for you in case of an emergency. But that's also a monthly fee. The back seats also have a lot of legroom as well. I'm about 5'8", and with my current seating position in front of me, I have a ton of legroom and about 2 to 3 inches of headspace. This car also comes with a center folding armrest and a light. This is the engine bay of the 1.8 turbo. As you can see, it's very dirty because it's a daily driver. I definitely need to get it detailed. 2 things that annoy me about this is the battery is under this cover, so I have to like remove it every time I have to either jump start my own vehicle or others. I've had to jump start my vehicle once because of the dead battery. And this is what I was talking about. There's a gasket that keeps oil from leaking between the engine management timing belt, which is under here, to the engine itself. So I believe the rubber gasket itself went bad, and they had to replace that. And like I said before, it was $400. It was a $400 repair. Everything else has been pretty reliable. The engine is still smooth. The transmission can be kind of jumpy in low acceleration situations. I think the transmission itself likes to be in like a higher acceleration like setting, it doesn't do really well in city situations. It's super jumpy, like I said. Everything else is pretty decent. Yeah, here it is. One big plus about this 1.8 turbo is that it feels a lot more lively than other engines in this segment. This particular Jetta is probably the quickest in this segment, I believe, comparing to the Ford Focus of like the same price range, along with the Corolla and Honda Civic. This holds its own in terms of the engine that you can get. The Germans still put a lot of thought into compact cars like this. Even at a budget price, this car can hold its own at 80 miles an hour. It can literally do that all day long without any issues. The trunk is also very accommodating. I fit about a couple weeks worth of luggage back here, and then some. It also comes with a Volkswagen Roadside Assistance Kit, which just comes in handy sometimes. Comes with some cables, electrical tape, don't know what this is, gloves, a poncho, cables for jumping the battery, I believe. I've used other cables, and zip ties, and also a hand squeeze flashlight. Inside this black cover is a pair of pliers, and I guess never opened this before. Screwdriver, some other gadgets in there. I'm assuming to unhinge some of the stuff inside the car. A saw, if you're ever in a survival situation, I guess. A knife. So it's kind of like the German version of a Swiss Army knife. Pretty cool. So that was just like a quick overview of my 2015 Jetta. If you have any questions about this car or any others in the channel, just let Wilson or I know, and we'll answer as many questions as possible. Smash that like button if you like this video, and also subscribe.